Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective for today. It is Saturday. It is April 25th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss, we love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. Can you believe that? Look at that. Look at how flippin' adorable that is. That's Homer, by the way. Look at him. He's so cute. He's such a little brown bear. A little orangey. A little suede-y. We're going to use the Twisted Oracle, Twin Flames Exposed. We're just going to pull some cards. See what happens. We got one on the table. He's so cute. We got 3 on the table. 6 on the table. What the? Two more shuffles. 7 on the table. Last shuffle. Eight on the table, bottom of the deck. Okay, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Bottom of the deck. It didn't fall out, but I feel like this applies just because I'm gonna tell you why. Side eye, apology, unsure motives. I think somebody is giving another person the side eye because they're like, you better not come over here. You better not. You better not. This ain't your place. Boy, girl, man, woman, this ain't your place. It's like somebody's giving them the eye, like, nope, don't be coming over here. You ain't wanted. You ain't needed. We got praying, ghosted in the reverse, GPS in the reverse. We got pop the question, spinning the block. We got health, wellness, happiness, all that jazz. Fed up. Justice. Bottom of the deck. So again, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. I think somebody is losing their shit. I think somebody is up in arms because somebody was fed up. Somebody was seeking justice. Somebody decided to go their own way and pursue their own pursuits, get healthier, get happier. They're giving them the side eye. Like, don't be coming over here. And somebody's praying. Somebody's praying that things change, that somebody looks at them a different way. It very much gives like a breakup that was bad. It very much gives, and it doesn't even really technically, I mean, the pop the question implies like romantic, but doesn't necessarily have to be. It very much gives like somebody broke up with another person, had ulterior motives. Maybe they were seeing somebody else. Maybe they thought like they were too good and somebody wasn't good enough. They could have ghosted a situation and now wish they hadn't. They didn't know what, with this GPS in reverse, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know, like, what is that phrase? And I think I've used it before. Was it in Fried Green Tomatoes, or was it in another movie? Because I'm like hearing kind of like a southern accent, but maybe I'm wrong. And I don't remember the exact quote, but it was like they followed their penis or they followed their dick to greener pastures or something like that. And I could have sworn it was like in a southern accent, like in a movie or TV show. I want to say a movie. They followed their pecker to greener pastures. Is that what it is? They followed their pecker. And again, it doesn't matter. Feminine, masculine. Women cheat, men cheat. It doesn't matter. It just implies a sexual organ, right? We all have sexual organs. But somebody didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like they weren't thinking with the right head. Like seriously. This is somebody that at one time you could have had great feelings for with the pop the question. Like this is somebody you saw being with long term. And again, it could just be a friend. It doesn't really necessarily have to be a lover situation. You know, we all love our friends. We all think we're going to have the same friends until the day we die, right? That usually doesn't happen. People go through friend cycles all the time. But take how it resonates for you. Relationship, friend, this because it's when I look at this card, I just keep hearing somebody's losing their shit, but I keep looking at this face because I don't think this was you. I don't think this was that fed up person. I think this is that person. And they're like, "You're healing, you're moving on. You're not paying attention to me, you're not waiting for me." Like somebody is like fucking losing it. Like not even angry, like shocked, astounded, like in awe, but like in a negative way for them, right? Like they're just what the like how is this even happening? Like it's that. It's like astounded, like disbelief, like jaw on the floor, like what the you know? It's just my black coffee. Had a lot of ice in it. The ice melted, so it's nice and cool, which is nice. It was cold as hell this morning. I turned on the heat for the kitties. Now it's warming up because of the sun. You know I'm going to go sit out on the deck. I'm going to look like a little tomato tomorrow. Which is fine because I'll be at work all day doing OT. Well, not all day, but most of the day. This is somebody that would have had no fucking problem, gave no fucks about ghosting you. But the second you don't answer a phone call, a text, the second like you go out with a friend and you don't tell them or you're doing your own thing, they're like, wait, what are you doing? How come you didn't tell me? Where'd you go? Why didn't how come I'm not there? And like I said, if they ghosted you, they now feel like you ghosted them. Even if you're and again, even you're not together and haven't been together. It's somebody that feels like you are or you would be ghosting them in a heartbeat. Like if they reached out and called or texted and you didn't answer, they'd be like, "Yeah, they're doing that shit on purpose." Well, yeah. Like hello. Like um because it really gives like somebody in their ego too, like thinking they're all that, thinking like they were the main part of your life event, like they're the center of your universe. And even if they ghosted you and left you, like even if they didn't necessarily think you'd be waiting around, they thought you'd be waiting around. Like 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 maybe you weren't waiting around, right? Like maybe you guys broke up. Maybe you guys were dating, you broke up, you were heartbroken, but you moved on, you started seeing people eventually, doing your own thing. They still feel like if they were to come in and be like, hey, that you'd be like, hey. And here's the thing, it's not to say, we couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't do that. You couldn't do that, right? But if it is a cycle that keeps repeating, like at some point, somebody ain't going to be like, hey, it's going to be. And I'm not going to lie about this either. Like, it very much gives the energy, because sometimes people recognize this and sometimes people don't. Like, they just don't get it. When somebody hurts you, again, doesn't matter, lover, friend, family member, when somebody hurts you and you go into healing mode, you tend to have a glow up out of that. I don't really like the term glow up, but you guys know what that means. You tend to have like your comeuppance, like you move, you excel, you grow, you're healing, you're changing. You look, maybe you look different, you start dressing different, maybe you even start talking different. You know, whatever the case, like there's always some type of glow up after you've been hurt. It's God's gift to you, your ancestors' gift to you, your angels' gift to you. And it's let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. That's part of whoever that person is, karma. Because then they get to come back around and look at you and be like, that's Kim? Like, you didn't look like that when I dated you. One of my friends at work, if you guys follow, subscribe, she's the girl that I thought was dating the guy I fell in love with. Anyway, we're not friends anymore, but we were friends for a while. And she had I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to put her personal business out there. But she was in a relationship with a guy and he treated her horribly. And it was like her first real relationship. And because she's a young thing. She's 25, I think. Um, 24, 25. It was her first relationship and he treated her like trash, like literally treated her like trash. And she ended up breaking up with him. They had been living together. She ended up moving out. The thing is, after they broke up, she moved back home. And then she eventually got her own apartment. She was living on her own. Well, she was living with she has a twin sister. She was living with her sister. Um, she started to change. She started to heal. She started doing her hair more, doing her nails, taking care of herself. She was exercising like crazy for a while, working out with her brother, and she had her glow up. And I think last year before we stopped talking, she had mentioned to me that, like, I don't know, 6 months, 9 months before, something like that. Something like that. Like, he had reached out to her and had commented, like, he had seen her somewhere, he saw a picture of her somewhere, and he reached out to her and commented on how good she looked. Y'all, that happens all the time. That is part of your karma, yes, for what you went through, but their karma, because now they get to look at you and see what they could have had. Because again, just because you're with somebody at a certain point in their life doesn't mean they're going to be like that for the rest of their life, right? The whole point is we all grow, we all change, we all heal. And when that happens, sometimes the physical changes, right? The outside changes as well as the inside. So, like, if you're married or if you're in a long-term relationship, like, you get to see people, your person, go through those cycles. And it could be very rewarding for you, because it could encourage you to do the same thing. It's enlightening. It's a good thing for two people to go through that. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but that's part of their karma, is to look at you and realize, like, man, if I had stuck around, you look like that. And what are you going to look like in 10 years? Even better than that, you know? And that's their karma, because they gave up, you know? They looked at you and thought, oh, you're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not sexy enough. You don't dress how I want you to dress, this, that, and the other. And now, a year later, they're looking at you and they're like, I gave that up for that? This one ain't changing. And that's another thing, right? So let's say this person breaks up with somebody to get with another person because they think they look better. They are better. And then 6 months later, they see their ex and they're like, holy shit, you look amazing. And then they look at the person they're with and they're like, you don't look so good anymore. They break up with that person. They get together with the old person. It doesn't matter. They break up with that new person. That new person, in turn, is going to go through a glow up and change and heal, right? That person that keeps breaking up with people, that keeps thinking people aren't good enough, I'm telling you, they are going to look worse and worse to the people that they meet. Like, it's going to get harder and harder for them to date, harder and harder for them to find somebody to love them. I mean, really think about it. Think about how karma works. And really, when you think about it, that is the best fucking karma that God could give you. Because now that person is going to be stuck in their head. They're going to be like, how come every time I break up with somebody, they get better and better looking? And every time I break up with someone, it gets harder and harder for me to find the next person. Wake the fuck up. It's because you keep going for the greener grass. There is no greener grass. It's all the same fucking grass. We're all the same. We're all human. We're all the same. It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to fall in love with the package anyway. You're supposed to fall in love with the heart. What's inside? The mind, the heart. You're supposed to look into the eyes and see the soul. You're not supposed to be looking at, like, with their face or their boobs or their butt or their dick or whatever. That shit doesn't matter. In the long run, that doesn't even matter. Yeah, we talk about, like, oh, is he cute? Oh, she's so gorgeous. It doesn't matter. It's the inside. That's what you fall in love with. You think, look at me. Okay, I lost 50 pounds last year. Now I'm kind of at a plateau. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I changed on the outside. People tell, oh my God, you look so much better. You lost weight. You look healthier, blah, blah, blah. You get, like, last year I was tanning. I got sun. I was walking. My hair got light. Everybody thinks I'm dyeing my hair. I'm not dyeing my hair. This is natural blonde and brown and gray from the sun. I don't dye my hair. I sit out in the sun. That's it. I let nature take its course. I let Mother Nature mother me. I let Mother Nature love me. That's what I do. I don't dye my hair. I don't. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm still the same person I always was on the inside. Sassy, caring, loving, giving, nurturing, a jokester, a prankster, right? God, I love a good joke. I love to laugh. I mean, I have laugh lines all over my face. Who the fuck cares? Whoever this is, like, I think they're real. I think they're gonna wake up. If they haven't already, they're gonna wake up to the realization, like, some people don't get it. Some people, it takes them almost a lifetime to figure that shit out. Seriously. Some people just walk through life so vain and full of themselves and just looking for a pretty face, a big dick, whatever, however you want to say that. Like they're always looking for the next best thing. There is no next best thing. We're all the best thing. We're all just a little slightly different. Just a little slightly different. I keep looking at this because this person literally, if they're not looking like this, they feel like this. Like they can't believe that somebody is giving them the eye. Like, don't you come over here. Mm-mm. Nope. And they want you bad. They're like, they're praying for like an opening, like some way to get in. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of reminds me. I told you guys like 2 weeks ago, I think, last week, 2 weeks ago. The guy I was seeing in 2023, the guy I kind of had a little fling with in October last year, who has his girlfriend. I told you guys he reached out to me. I thought he reached out to me in December, but it was January, and I never answered him. I never answered his message. I just left it there. I left him on red, y'all. And like a week or two ago, I just got the feeling like I needed to like block him, delete him, whatever I could do in the apps. And I had already blocked what I thought was him on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know if he's on YouTube or not. I don't really. I'm not going to bother going through YouTube, but on Facebook and Instant Messenger, I blocked him. So like if you block him on Instant Messenger, you can block him on Facebook. If you block him on Facebook, you can block him on Instant Messenger because they're together, you know. They're not together, but they're together. So I did. I blocked him. I deleted the conversation. And then I blocked his phone number on my phone so he can't call me or text me. And I just felt like a wave of relief. And again, like when he reached out to me in January, I did not respond. Like I did not respond. And I had no plans to respond. But it was like God kept telling me, you need to just block him or delete him or like just, you know. And I think, I'm not going to lie, I think that's more or less for him, not for me. Because like I said, I didn't respond to him. Like to me, when it ended in October for that second time, well, technically third, because him and I had talked earlier in the spring. That was it. Like I knew it was done. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. I don't really want to run into him anywhere. You know, I mean, if I do, I'll say hi or whatever. But or maybe not. I don't know. Um, but I no longer need to go back there. You know, like that is over for me. And I feel like God telling me to block him and delete him, I don't even really feel like that was for me. I feel like that was for him. Because I think he was going along thinking that there was still a chance, like we were going to get together and mess around and he could cheat on his girlfriend and all that stuff. And I think by me blocking him and deleting him, and the fact that I'm not going to go back there and change that, um, I'm just going to leave him where he is, you know, in a big dark hole in the middle of nowhere. Um, I think that's for him. Honestly, I think that's for him. If you guys remember, I didn't talk to him for more than a year and a half. A year and 9 months I didn't talk to him. And I had no problem not talking to him. I had no interest in talking to him for that year and 9 months. And then he reached out to me in February of last year. And we talked for 2 months. And then he got mad at me because I said something about him and his girlfriend, which wasn't even bad. I just said something about their anniversary and he got mad and stopped messaging me. And I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I didn't message him. Every time he's wanted to talk to me, he's messaged me. I've never messaged him. In February and in October. Well, end of September. So I think when God told me, hey, you need to block or delete him, I think that was for him. I don't think that was for me. Like in my mind, it was finally done. 2 strikes, technically 3, you're out of here. But I think that whoever this person is, they're starting to feel like that. They're starting to feel like this is really over. And like I said, they're praying for some kind of opening, some kind of way to get back in. The thing is if it's not meant to happen, it's not going to happen. Their divine protection, divine guidance, that's a real thing. If 2 people are not meant to cross paths anymore, God is going to make sure that does not happen. I'm telling you. Your angels, your ancestors, your dearly departed loved ones, they're going to make sure that does not happen. I'm going to leave that there. I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous Saturday. I just want to throw out a reminder for you guys, since I'm doing a reading. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to be doing overtime. They offered it up to me yesterday. I said yes. So I will do affirmations tomorrow morning, but I will more than likely not be doing readings unless for some reason I come home and I feel called to do one. So if I do one, it probably would just be like a one-off tarot, a one-off collective, and that would be it. But just reminding you guys, Sunday is usually technically my day off. I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend, and I will talk to you later.